Hello, everybody. I don't know if you can hear me, or maybe it hasn't started yet. Not sure how this is going to work. Chat. I have somebody in the chat. Oh, good. Ashley, hello. Thank you very much. I'm not sure if it's, I can never tell if it's actually transmitting or not. So awesome. Good to see. And you can see the chart too. Ashley, can you see the title? Let me know if you can. That'd be great. Awesome. Good. Hey, Marty. How are ya? Good. Christine, nice to see you. Great. You guys are awesome. Coming in and saying hello. That's what I like. So go ahead and keep doing that. Looks like I have some emails coming in. Maybe some people are lost. Is there a meeting ID? Hopefully they got the link. Maybe they didn't. All right. You don't see the chart, Christine says. Interesting. Marty, do you see it? You had to cut and paste your ID. Really? That's strange. You just see the title. You see me at the bottom of the page. Okay, let me see something here. All right, you see me now, right? Do you see me now? Let me know. Yeah, you see me now. Okay, so now I'm going to do a share, and I'm going to do this. Now do you see the page? You just see the title. The title, like the title of the big white page that says how to get Google to give you 4 new private practice clients this month. Yes, that. Okay. Yeah, title page is up. Okay, awesome. That's perfect. Because I'm gonna scroll through and talk. So Keith, the link in your confirmation email did not work. So how did you get in, Keith? You used a different email? I mean, the link, I had to cut and paste the meeting ID into my existing Zoom. Very strange. That's disturbing. The link in the email, link in the text got me here. Okay, well, I hope that, let me just respond to these people. Can somebody put in the link that you actually used to get here? Is there the one with the meeting ID? Okay, awesome. Thanks, Keith. I'm going to actually paste that in and give this to some people who are asking. I guess they're running into the same problem that you guys already solved. So let me try to do that, okay? Thanks for your patience. If you're here for the webinar on this topic, you are in the right place. If you are going to Cincinnati, you are on the wrong flight or something like that. Let me see here. So there seems to have been a problem with the link. Sorry about that. I'm gonna let a couple people know this because they're trying to get in, so pardon me, and then we'll get started really quickly. Sorry about this, you guys. All right, let's see. Just want to see if there's anyone else. No one else so far. Okay. All right, good. So thanks, everybody. Thanks for letting me know that wasn't working. I may jump over and give the link to a couple of other people if I get another email to that effect. But I'm going to go ahead and dive in and get going now, since I like to be on time and it's 2 minutes after. So I'm going to get started, okay? All right, so Yeah, so somebody else on my team is asking the same thing. This is a drag. Okay. You know, you test and test, and you test and test, and then something's wrong. Such is the nature of wonderful technology, right? Okay, so anyway, here we go. I'm going to dive in. So this whole webinar is about using Google to give you new private practice clients each month, and there's a specific way of doing it, and I'm going to give you guys the scoop on that, okay? So my goal with this today is to actually show you how this can happen and how it can happen for you. And in order for me to be able to convey that, I really need you guys to be here now and listen and pay attention and not be on Facebook and your cell phone and Instagram and Twitter and all these places, right? So there's going to be some things that I'm sharing, and it's going to be great if you actually really pay attention, be where you're at so that you get it, okay? Also, stay until the end, because I'm actually going to show you how to get this done in the simplest way possible. And I also have a little secret something to offer you that we've never done before. So go ahead and stay till the end, all right? Okay, those of you who do not know me, I am Becky DeGrossa. I'm the founder of Counseling Wise. Until 2010, I was a therapist, and if you don't know the story, I actually liked getting clients to call more than I liked sitting there and working with them. So I'm so glad that you guys are still working with them, and I'm still getting them to call, not me, but you guys. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I was with IBM for almost 20 years. I know I'm dating myself big time. But once I got out and had my own practice and found out that I loved getting clients to call, then I started helping other therapists do that, and I've helped hundreds of therapists fill their practices. I'm kind of a systems geek. I love getting systems to work. I don't know. I just love it. So I will work to figure out something, and then I will test it and test it and test it. Obviously, I didn't test the webinar very well today, but I'll test it, get it working, and then roll it out and have it help people. So that's kind of what I do. All right, so here's a question for you guys. If you can answer me, I would really love to know where you're at in terms of who's where, like how many people have actually watched this. Did you guys watch the pre-webinar videos? All right, Shannon says yes. Kathy says yes. Ashley says yes. Oh, Ashley says plan to watch them this weekend. No problem, Ashley. I think you told me, ooh, where are they, right? Ashley Seeger says yes. Keith says, oops, Keith, you didn't do your homework. Kathy Lawson says yes. Tom, you didn't because you're moving. So you got a good excuse, Tom. Only had today. Want to, though? Yes, 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 yes. Awesome. So good, you guys, because that I spent a lot of time on those, and I go into a lot of detail there, and you can watch them after. It's totally fine, but it's going to be really helpful to you if you do watch them, okay? Hey, guys, got another person asking. Let me respond to her. There, okay. Anyway, Shelly, no clients all day. Awesome for you, Shelly. You had clients all day. You didn't have time to watch them. That's what we like, right? So anyway, what I wanted to just ask you, for those of you who did actually watch them, April Lyons, pretty sweet story, huh? Stephen Cope says yes. Stephen, I owe you a phone call. I know you called me. I've been so slammed. I'll get back to you. Anyway, April, pretty sweet story. She got four clients out of her first campaign, 7 client consults in one day. Okay, pretty sweet. And yeah, 4 of them became clients. She turns it on when things get slow for her, and she turns it off. So we can talk about that as we go. What about Lisa and Rich? Did you guys listen to that terrible audio of Lisa? It was terrible that the phone was so bad. I don't know what happened with that, but they got 8 times the calls. Oh, it wasn't that terrible? Sounded pretty terrible to me, Katie. Anyway, yeah, 8 times the calls, and yeah, and in New York City. So you gotta love that, right? So I never, I just love, I love this stuff working for people and having it make such a difference. So that's really cool. The other thing I'll tell you though is somebody else has broken that record. Yeah, is it typical? So let's talk about that. It is not typical to get 8 times the number of calls. It's not typical to get 7 client consults in one day. Okay. And what I was just going to tell you is we had somebody who broke the record. We have somebody that got 11 clients in 1 month. Okay. Now, I cannot guarantee that, right? I cannot guarantee that. Typically, we see people just definitely getting clients. And I'm going to show you some numbers here later. But I don't want you guys to think, oh my God, I'm going to get 11 clients in 1 month, right? Yes, your results may vary. Totally true. So it totally depends on your city, how much competition there is, how many people are already doing AdWords in your city, what your specialties are. If you're running AdWords for something like, I don't know, I'll just use some ridiculous example. I working with women who have been married 3 times before they're 30, there's not a lot of search volume for that, right? Not a lot of people are out there Googling that. So if you're doing something for, things where there's a lot of market demand, such as, anxiety treatment, depression treatment, couples counseling, career counseling, whatever, a whole bunch of different things, trauma, right? If you're doing AdWords for things where there's a lot of search volume, you can definitely do pretty well. Okay. So I want to show you these results because here's my experience. We've been doing this for a long time. We've been getting this to work for people all over the place. And I'll tell you what to avoid. There are certain things it doesn't work that well for, and I'll tell you what to avoid. But if you go out on the Facebook groups, the private practice therapist Facebook groups where all the therapists are out there talking about it, there's so many people say AdWords doesn't work. Google Ads doesn't work. Okay. And so if that's the case, if you're reading that stuff, what I'm trying to present to you is another view that if you actually get it done right, you actually really do it correctly, it actually works pretty darn well. Okay. So I'm trying to wake you guys up with these results. These are real, true stories. This is really what happened so that you can see the other side of what happens if it is working. Okay. Because it's pretty sweet. All right. I'm going to keep going here. So, the big question, of course, and you're probably wondering this when you see those stories, is how would your life be different, right? How would things be different for you if you could actually get this working, right? If you didn't have to wait forever and wonder. So, could you quit your agency job if you have one? Could you quit working for somebody else's group practice and have your own practice? Maybe you're subletting space. Could you quit doing that and have your own office, right? How about actually planning a nice vacation for a change instead of, kind of scrimping all the time? So it can work pretty well. It's a pretty sweet thing. And you'd quit your agency job, Robin says. Okay, awesome. So yeah, this is what I want you to think about, and hopefully that'll get you like really paying attention here. All right, so I see some of you guys raising your hands, and of course, I don't know how to answer that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go through this. If you have a question, go ahead and raise your hand. Go ahead and type it in the chat, actually. And when it's over, I'm going to go, Brittany, you were just testing it out. Man, Brittany, you're messing with me. Okay, so if you guys do have questions, go ahead and put them in, and I'm going to go back through this after it's over and after I tell you everything I want to tell you, and I'll answer all your questions. So go ahead and put them in so that you don't forget, okay? And I'll go answer them at the end. All right, so let me tell you the 3 secrets. And if you didn't watch the videos prior to this, this is kind of what they covered to an extent. And I'm going to get into more detail if you did watch them, so you're not going to be bored, don't worry. But the 3 secrets on how to make this actually change your life is what I'm going to talk about. Okay. So first, a little, level set here. What are AdWords anyway? Okay, so AdWords are it's those ads that show at the top of Google. So if you go to Google and you type in couples counseling and these things show up down here and they say ad, and I think right now they took away the yellow. They're always changing it. They're always changing it. So if you've done this and you see this, these are called Google ads, and they used to be called AdWords. They're now called Google ads, but it seems like everybody still calls them AdWords. Okay, so what you do is you basically tell Google, hey, Google, when somebody types in couples counseling, what I want you to do is I want you to show my ad, okay? And so here's the headline. The very top line is the headline of the ad. Your website is in the middle, of course, and then there's ad copy below. And they're also always changing the format. They've taken up more space now. They have multiple lines now. So this is a ever-moving world, Google Ads, okay? But that's what we're talking about when we're talking about Google Ads. So why they are so effective, okay? Well, once you get it set up, you only pay for the clicks that you get, okay? So if nobody comes to your website, you don't pay anything, all right? You don't pay anything. But if people click and come to your website, then you pay, all right? So a lot of people like that idea, right? Well, I'm not going to have to pay anything unless anyone comes to my site. So that makes a lot of sense. Another reason they're so effective is because you can actually give Google hundreds, probably thousands, I suppose, of terms that you don't want your ad to show for. You don't want to spend money on certain terms. So if people type that in, don't show my ad, right? And looks like actually you guys are asking about negative keywords, okay? So yeah, I'll get to that and I'll show you that. The people who click on these ads are actually looking for your service, okay? Because they have to type in something relevant to what you do for your ad to even show. So if they're typing in random things, your ad isn't going to show up. If they type in something like, couples counseling, and that's what you do, your ad's going to show, they're going to click. And so you know that it's targeted, right? It's not some random person who found you who is looking for, I don't know, something bizarre, okay? And the other reason that they are so cool is that you can target the exact geographic areas you want, okay? So with Google Organic, you can rank, and you can rank for all sorts of things. I mean, we have people getting traffic for bizarre things, okay? Very bizarre things. But here you can basically say, hey, only show my ad to people in this geographic area. And that's another reason why they're so effective. Now, the final thing is this, and this is the part that's really cool, and a lot of our clients use this. Once you get it set up and working, then it's like a faucet that you can turn on and off as you need and don't need clients, okay? So as I mentioned, April, she even talked about this in the Private Practice Builders Facebook group a couple days ago. Basically, once you get it working, it's great. You get your practice at a certain point where you don't want any more calls, you don't want any more clients, you pause it, you turn it off. And then you're going along doing your thing, and if things drop off a little bit, you turn it on again, you get a few more clients, you turn it off when you're done. So it's really cool that way. You don't have to sign up to spend money over and over and over every single month, right? So you can spend as you need. All right, so let's get into it and let's see what it looks like. So let me take the couples counseling example. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, Google, show my ads for these keywords in any string. And in any string, I mean, if somebody typed in couples counseling in Boulder, then it would show, my ad would show, because that's where I'm at, okay? So again, geographically I can limit it, but that's what the string part means. So basically I'm saying, hey, if anyone types in couples counseling with 2 L's, couples counselor with 2 L's, couples therapy, couples therapist, marriage counseling, marriage counselor, marriage therapist, all of these things, show my ad, Google, because that's my client. That's the person that I want to see. That's the one I want to come to my website. And so you just tell them, hey, if any of these things get typed in, please show my ad. All right. And then here's the negative keyword part. You also tell them, don't show my ad if these are entered. Okay, if any of these keywords are entered. And so maybe, you know, retreat is a common one. So somebody was wondering about our keyword list. Write these down. These are tricky ones. Okay, so someone could write marriage retreat, right? Or couples retreat. If you don't do retreats, you don't want your ad to show. So put retreat as a negative. How about couples massage? Well, if you don't do that, put massage as a negative. What about conference? Like couples therapy conference, right? Or marriage therapy conference. If you don't do that, put that as a negative. There's another, there's these affinities as well. So Catholic couples retreat or Catholic couples counselor. If you're not Catholic, put it as a negative. Asian. If you're not Asian, put it as a negative. What about insurance companies? Some people will say couples counselor with Blue Cross Blue Shield, or couples counselor with, or marriage counselor in the Cigna network. Okay, so if you don't take insurance, then put all the insurance companies' names as negatives. Okay, etc. So those are just a few tricks that'll get you thinking about negatives. We actually use 600 to 900 negative keywords in our campaigns. Okay, depending on the campaign, it could go up to 900 negative keywords. That is a whole lot of keywords, right? And we've spent years developing that list. That is why we're able to help people not waste money with AdWords, because we've done hundreds of these, and over time we have developed those negatives. All right, so that's a big piece of it. So we talked about geography. Here's one of the things that you can do. You can say, hey, I only want my ad to show in Daly City. So the person who types it in, if their IP address is in the city limits of Daly City, then show my ad. Okay, you can do that. You can also say, hey, I want you to show it a 10-mile radius around Daly City. Pardon the water. Chances are no one's sitting on a boat doing it, but who knows? Maybe they are. Maybe they're looking for a couples counselor while they're sitting on a boat. But anyway, you can tell them, give you a radius, and then you can also tell them, I want this city only. Okay, so this would be New York only. It wouldn't be any other cities. You can also give them a radius of a city so that you can tell them, hey, I want 1 mile around the Upper West Side of New York. So if you're in New York, you could do that. Okay, so it's pretty sweet. Again, I talked about the faucet effect. It's like installing a faucet. Once you install it, you can turn it on and off at will. That is one of the most beautiful things about it. And therefore, you pay only for what you use when the faucet is on. And when you pause it yourself, you don't pay anything. Okay? All right. So now I'm going to talk with you about why this is the fastest way to get clients. Okay? Well, it's somewhat obvious that if I were to go to Google and I were to type in couples counseling, that the ads show at the top, right? We're talking location, location, location. And so if something is in someone's face, then they're going to see it, right? And one of the things we noticed, I mean, if you don't know counseling-wise, we're a big SEO shop. So we also specialize in getting people to rank on page 1 of Google. So imagine that you had an ad running at the top, and then someone scrolls down and they also see you like in the Google Maps section, which is the very first section under the map. And then what if they see you again another time on the page in the organic results? So if that's the case, they've seen you 3 times on page 1. So that's pretty compelling, right? That whole repetition thing kicks in, and they're like, wow, this person's all over the place. I should check them out. All right. So that's one of the things that really matters, and it helps a lot. But even if you're not ranking organically, you can be right up here at the top and you can be seen. The second secret to the whole thing is that there's actually a little known but proven approach to actually making this work financially. Okay, so this addresses, all those, I told you, all those people are out on Facebook and they're saying, oh, I tried it, it didn't work. Oh, isn't that really expensive? Oh, that doesn't work. Whatever, right? Well, the reason is they aren't doing it correctly. Okay, and so I'm going to show you guys this. Take notes on this part because it's big time important. what you want to do when you set up your ad campaign, and I just talked to somebody today who has it set up wrong, and you know, somebody did it for her and they didn't know what they're doing, and so all the traffic's going to the homepage. You don't want that, okay? What you want to do is you want to have specific ad groups that go to specific pages. So you should, if you had these as your 4 specialties, couples, anxiety, depression, and child counseling, you would want to have 4 different pages on your site, 1 for each of these specialties. You want these pages to be nice and developed, really well developed. And then you want an ad group for couples, and all the traffic from that, any of the terms in there, like all those terms I just showed you, all that traffic would go to your couples page. You would have another ad group for anxiety, and anything that had to do with, you know, anxiety counseling, anxiety treatment, anxiety therapy, counselor for anxiety, counselor for panic attacks, whatever, generalized anxiety help, you know, a whole bunch of keywords that would be in your ad group for anxiety. All that traffic would then go to your anxiety page, okay? So this makes sense, right? Because if somebody is actually typing in these things, you want them to go to a page that's really going to meet their needs, right? It's really going to like talk exactly to what it is that they're searching for. You don't want to send them to this lame homepage that says, welcome to my practice. I've been practicing for 20 years and look how warm my office looks. And I treat these 19 things, right? Because that's not going to convert. That's not going to meet them where they're at. And it's not going to really give them exactly what they're looking for. And so your results are going to be much, much, much better if you do it this way. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And if there's any questions on this part, you guys please go ahead and type in your questions. Now, I want to show you, I said you got to have a nice, thorough page. So I'm going to show you a page here, okay? So this is obviously a couples counseling site or page, specialty page. And this is the first page. And then this is the second, like, well, I mean, obviously we'd be scrolling on a website, but the whole point is I'm going to show you how long it is, okay? It is a lot of copy. And we typically write these pages to be 1,000 to 1,200 words long. That's the answer, Robin. There you go. The reason is because it works, okay? It works for 2 different things. 1, it helps you rank in Google, and 2, it helps you get lower click costs for AdWords, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And it helps these people who end up landing on that page actually pick up the phone and call you, okay? Long page. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example. You may say, and I hear this every day, if I had like $1 for every time I heard this, I would be so wealthy by now. Let me tell you. Everyone says, yeah, but no one's going to read that. Actually, I said 1,000 to 1,200 words. No one's going to read that page. That's way too long. Well, no one's going to read your page if it's short because no one's going to see it, okay? And with AdWords, let me show you the difference, okay? Or Google Ads, whatever it's called these days. So here's another page. This is a typical page. And I actually, you know, just went to Psychology Today and chose a therapist. I don't know this guy, Michael Perry. Sorry, Michael, I don't know you. But this is his homepage. This is the longest page on his site, right? So this is so typical. You know, psychotherapy and life coaching. Welcome to my practice. Here's my philosophy. The focus of my practice is yada yada. And I use these modern tools and techniques, CBT, NLP, blah, 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 right? So let's imagine that he has an anxiety page or an anxiety ad running, okay? And let's imagine that he says, hey, if anybody puts in the terms therapy or anxiety counseling or anxiety treatment or whatever, take them to this page, okay? I'm going to show you what Google does with that, all right? Here's what Google does. First, they say, okay, Michael, what is your budget? So I'm gonna go back. Hopefully I won't make you guys sick to your stomach. So this is Deborah, okay? This is Deborah's page. It's a nice long page. And then here's Michael's page. So the long relevant page, let's say they both have the same daily budget with Google. $10 a day, $300 a month. That's typical. It's typical of what we we suggest, by the way, $300 a month. Okay. We'll talk numbers later, so don't freak out. Okay. But let's say they both have the same daily budget. So Deborah's page gets a quality score of 10. Why? Because it's long and it's relevant. It's relevant. It's relevant. Relevant. Michael's page gets a quality score of 2. Why? Because it doesn't have anything on there about anxiety, right? If that's what he's targeting. It's very short. It doesn't have anything on there about anxiety treatment, really. It just says, hey, I'm a great therapist who uses all these modalities. Come see me, right? So what Google does is they give them quality scores. And then these guys bid, okay? So you can also put in a bid amount. The point is that Deborah would be able to pay $2 a click, and she would get a higher ad rank. So if you go 10 times 2, you get 20. So she could pay only $2 and she would get an ad rank of 20, which means her position will be higher, and she will get, at $2 a click, $10 budget a day, she'll get 5 clicks a day. Okay? Now Michael, since his quality score is so low, sorry about that. Since his quality score is so low, he has to bid a high amount even to show up. In order to get an ad rank so he would show up, it's a bidding, it's like a, it's a, what do you call that? It's a, God, I can't believe I can't remember the name. Auction. Hello. It's an auction. So in order for Michael to have an ad rank score high enough that he can even play and be part of the auction, he has to bid $8. And what ends up happening is his ad rank is still lower and his position is going to be lower. And oh, by the way, he has to bid $8 a click. His daily budget is 10, so he only gets 1 click a day. Okay? Only gets 1 click a day. So I know this is a little bit confusing, but if I net it out, the bottom line is this. If your page is longer, you get a high quality score. Therefore, you get more clicks for your budget than the person who has a short page. Okay? Like up to 5 times more. All right? And we see this all the time. We'll have people come to us and they'll say, I did AdWords myself. I'm only getting a couple clicks a day and nothing's converting. And it's like, okay, well, let's look at your pages. Page is really short. So even if you had a bunch of people there per day, they're not going to learn much and they're probably not going to be that impacted. But you're not even going to get that many people there because you're having to spend so much to get people there. It's almost like no one wants to go to that movie, right? So you got to pay them to come. All right. So this is how it works. This is really important. All right. So secret number 3, why blindly following common advice is the worst thing you can do. Now, I hear this all the time also out there. Some people, every once in a while, people will say, oh yeah, I do it. I do it myself. And yeah, it's working. Well, that's great. But I can guarantee you that if we looked at their campaign, we could make their campaign work 2 or 3 or 4 times better than it is. So, that's just the way it is. When a campaign isn't working, it's most likely because the therapist created the campaign themselves, or they had help from a friend who thought it would be easy, or even a professional. I talked to somebody yesterday, somebody in Southern California, and she has a web person, and the web person did Google ads for her. Now, not only does the person not really understand SEO because the website needed a lot of work, but she didn't understand ads at all. And so this woman's been paying she hasn't been paying that much, $130 a month, and getting no one from ads. And it's it's just like totally obvious in like 5 seconds to us as to what's wrong with it. Okay. So she could actually be like cranking. She could be getting a bunch of client calls, but she's throwing money away because she just didn't use the right people. A lot of people will say, yeah, and you can, yeah, I did it myself. And then I talked to Google and they helped me massage it. Okay. My experience with that is that Google it depends on who you talk to at Google. Some people are good, and some people tell you totally do the wrong thing, and you can totally screw up your campaign. So they're just not very reliable. It's not very consistent. Let's put it that way. It's one of those places where you can ask the same question to 10 different people and you get 10 different answers. Okay. So you may luck out and land on the right person. That's great, but you may not. So it's a risky way to go. And the other thing is, and a lot of people do this, Google has this thing called AdWords Express, or now it's called Express, I guess, because they dropped the AdWords. You can't control it very well, okay? You can't do a bunch of negative keywords. You can't control it very well. So you're going to end up, it's kind of like, I don't know, driving a car with really sloppy steering, okay? You can't control things as well as you could if you had really good steering. And therefore, you're going to end up spending a lot more money and not getting as many clients as you could. All right, so these things result in campaigns that waste a lot of money, campaigns that don't get a lot of clicks, campaigns that don't get calls for the money they spend, okay? This is why people say Google AdWords doesn't work, because they've set up the campaign wrong and it's not working, okay? So bottom line, don't use someone who doesn't know their stuff. Don't do it yourself and rely on Google support. And don't use AdWords Express. It's sloppy steering, okay? Sloppy steering. All right, so why do people do it on their own or just not do it? Because they're afraid to invest in their practice, okay? Man, you guys, we've had this thing going where we've been reviewing websites for people since mid-December, and I have talked to, I've looked at over 100 websites and talked to about 80 people since in the last 4 weeks. It's amazing how people are so afraid to invest in their business in this field. It's just really scary. Okay, so let's talk about the numbers. Okay, I mean, even today somebody said, AdWords, isn't that expensive? Well, what is expensive, right? What is expensive? So let's take some conservative assumptions. Let's say that you set up a campaign and you're running it and you get only one client a month. Okay, only one client a month. All right, so then that client comes in only 3 times a month for only 4 months, okay? Now, hopefully you're trying to get people to come in 4 times a month, at least in the beginning, and the therapists I know, people usually stay a lot longer than 4 months, but let's just say that they only come in 3 times a month and only 4 months, and then they're done. On average, right? And let's also say you only charge $80 an hour, okay? Now, in some places, this is a full private practice fee. In many, many places, this is like way under a full private practice fee, okay? But let's just say 80. I'm trying to be conservative here. So what that means is the value of every client you get is 3 visits times $80 a session times 4 months is $960, okay? You guys following me with this higher math here? $960. Is this making sense? Go ahead and type in the chat so I can make sure you guys are following me. All right, we have 1 client. We get 1 client a month. Donna says yes. Natasha, yes. Awesome. Yeah. Good. You guys are getting it. Okay, 1 client a month. They come for only 3 times a month for 4 months, $80 an hour. So that means they are worth $960 to you, okay? So let's say that you run Google Ads for 6 months. And we're only assuming you're getting 1 client a month. So we're only going to say you get 6 clients from this. Only 6 clients after running it for 6 months. So your total value, your total income from running this campaign is $960 times 6 months, or $5,760, okay? Hopefully I have my math right there. So $5,760, okay? Now, let's say it cost you $5,000 to do that, to make that work. Would it be worth it, okay? Would it be worth it? So, you know, if I gave you $1 and you gave me $1.15 back, I would do that all day long, right? And that's what this is. The return on that is a 15.2% return. Any investor would die for that. So if it cost you $5,000 to get $57.60 back, it's like a no-brainer, totally worth it, okay? So let's talk about how you can actually make it happen. The 3 steps to getting this done are, 1, to create good specialty pages, right? Hopefully you guys get that. That's the thing that drives me crazy. People have terrible pages. They're spending money. They're sending traffic there. And the pages are never going to convert because they're terrible. And your click cost is going to be higher because the pages are too short. So you got to have good specialty pages, okay? That's the first thing. If you don't learn anything from this, learn that. And when your friend says, man, I tried AdWords, it doesn't work, go look at their page, go look at their website, and tell them, hey, the reason it didn't work is because you didn't have good specialty pages, all right? The next thing you have to do is you have to have a high quality ads campaign, right? You can't just guess on how it works. You can't just go Google something and throw something together. You actually need a high quality ads campaign, right? And you need to have, Meg, you have some writing to do, yeah. You need to have ad groups, remember? You need to have couples ad group that goes to a couples page, and you need to have anxiety ad groups that go to an anxiety page, right? You got to do it that way. So there's a lot to having a high quality ad campaign. And then you need to fine tune it, okay? So here's the deal. It's just like, you know, you put it out there, you do it the best you can, you start seeing what happens, okay? And if for some reason you get like everybody's searching and you're paying for clicks for some bizarre thing, then you have to fine tune it, okay? If you have AdWords in there, if you have keywords in there and no one ever types those in, take them out. There's this fine tuning that has to happen with it, okay? All right, those are the 3 steps. So let's talk about each one of these. Step 1, specialty pages. There's 2 options that I can offer you for specialty pages. 1, we write them, okay? We've written, God, I have no idea, probably 2,000 of them by now, at least. So we can write them for you, or you can write them on. You write them on your own using something we have called a specialty page blueprint. And this specialty page blueprint walks you through the whole thing. It basically tells you how you can know what keywords you should be going after and how to write it so that it's very compelling and relational and it's long and it works, okay? So 2 options there. Either we can write them for you or you can write it your own following specialty page blueprint. Now, steps 2 and 3 are the good Google Ads campaign and then fine-tuning it, right? So how do you make that happen? How do you create a really strong Google Ads campaign, and how do you do the fine-tuning? Well, there's 2 options here. You can take a course and learn the ins and outs of Google Ads, all right? That's one option. The second option is you can hire someone to do it for you, but you need to hire very carefully. Don't just go out there and find some dude. Sorry, they're usually dudes. There's dudettes too, I suppose. But don't just go find somebody who says, oh, yeah, I can do that. I can figure it out. Or, yeah, I've done that. I know how to do that, right? You really want to see their results. You really want to say, hey, have you done it for therapists? And if so, can you give me 3, 4, 5 therapists that you've done it for where it's worked? Okay, honestly, you guys, this is basic due diligence stuff. Ask, because there's a bunch of people out there who will take your money and it won't work. And so all you got to do is ask for these references and call your fellow therapist and say, hey, I understand Joe Blow did your AdWords campaign. Is it working for you? Are you getting clients? How's it going? Right? This is very, very easy. Just pick up the phone and call and find out. And if they can't give you those references, don't use them. Okay? And if you go do all this and use them anyway and don't follow my advice, don't whine later about how AdWords doesn't work and how you just got bilked out of a whole bunch of money. All right? Sorry. You can tell I've talked to too many people. So option number 1, learn Google Ads yourself. So Perry Marshall and Mike Rhodes, Perry Marshall is kind of like the godfather of Google Ads. They have a course. You can master AdWords in 9 weeks with the most thorough A to Z training we've ever offered. you know, and they even guarantee a 30% improvement in your performance or your money back. If you don't have any performance to start with, I don't know how you prove that. But anyway, they talk about you can get your quality score up, push your click costs down, stay on first page, show more often, blah, 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 right? All this stuff. The only problem is it's pretty pricey. The basic version is $9.97. It's a bunch of webinars and handouts and checklists and stuff like that. And then you get access to this discussion community, okay? So you pay this money, and then you gotta go do all this work and learn how to do it, and then you gotta practice to get good. They have a VIP version as well, which is $2,000. That's sold out, okay? It is a lot of work. I actually took a course with Perry Marshall, and I had to practice a lot to get anywhere near good. I don't even do it anymore, you guys. It changes so much that I personally don't do it. The other thing you can do is you can hire a professional AdWords expert, okay? Someone who really understands it. But where do you find them? All right, I was just talking about this. How do you know if they're good? Do they know the therapy field? This is why I'm telling you guys to actually ask, okay? Actually ask. And I think, honestly, there is somebody, John Clark. John Clark, if you ever hear that I just told you, put your name out here, you should thank me. He's actually a competitor of mine, I guess. But I hear that he does good work. There's some other people in our field who do AdWords. I have not heard good things, okay? I've not heard good things, but I've heard good things about John. So bottom line, let me ask you a question. If I could show you how you could get your Google Ads campaign done by a guy I know, who is a Google partner, and that doesn't mean he's partnered with Google. That means that he's earned this award of Google Partner, is a two-time Google All-Stars winner. He created April Lyons' campaign success, okay, the one I just showed you. He created Lisa and Rich's campaign success, and many, many others. Okay, like even the gal who got 11 clients in 1 month, he did her campaign as well. Here he is, Rocco Baldassare. Really nice Italian guy. He actually immigrated from Italy to Miami. But anyway, he's the guy who does our ads campaigns, okay? And I think the only reason he puts up with us is because his parents were both doctors, and he has some place in his heart for therapists. I don't know. So anyway, would you be interested is my question. If I could show you this guy, would you be interested? Okay. So here's the punchline. Here's what we're offering today. Your campaign created for you, and the value that I put there, that $57.60, is the value from the numbers that I just ran, where you could get 1 client a month, $80 an hour, 3 visits a week, a month, and 4 months, $57.60, right? Your campaign fine-tuned for you twice in the first 3 months, okay? So the fine-tuning is a part of it, right? You have to fine-tune it. The total value of this is over $6,000, all right? Now, what would happen if I said, hey, I'm going to throw in this bonus? I'm going to give you our specialty page blueprint for free if you decide that you're going to do this, okay? Now, I say there's a $1,200 value on that. Why? Because if we write specialty pages for you, it's $300 a page, and we typically do 4. So that's where we get that $1,200 value. So bottom line, your campaign created for you, fine-tuned for you, and this bonus, all right? So now we're up to over $7,000. But you may say, well, wait, I have a specialty page blueprint. I can write this copy, but what do I even, like, what are the keywords I should go for? Like, what's the most popular ones? What gets the most search volume? All that kind of stuff. So we have something called this keyword list for common specialties that we put together. It's the most common stuff throughout the US and Canada, English speaking only, sorry. And it has primary and secondary keywords for everything. So that has its own value. All right, so now we're up to over $8,000, okay? Now, if all this did was teach you what pages, based on the keyword research, to actually put on your site to attract your perfect clients, would it be worth it? That's the question. all right? For me, it's big time worth it to know about this stuff because it's made me a ton of money over the years, okay? And it can do that for you as well. If all this did was to show you how to write your website content the right way so that people call you after reading your site, I don't care if they got to your site via ads or if they got to your site organically or through Psychology Today. What if there was compelling copy on your website and people read it and they picked up the phone and called you and they said, oh my God, I cannot believe that, where have you been all my life? That is gold, right? And finally, what if all this did was get you one client per month? Would it be worth it? We ran the numbers, right? And obviously it is worth it. So what is it worth to have great pages that you can write? What is it worth to have a campaign that'll bring you at least one client a month? Is it worth, what is it worth? 8,000, 10,000? What is it worth to you? I mean, you got to run your own numbers and know, right? And the big question is, how much would you pay to get a reliable stream of phone calls? At the end of the day, that is what is going to make or break you, is getting a reliable stream of phone calls that come in regularly, right? And it doesn't stop. So April, as we mentioned before, 4 clients in 1 month, 13 inquiries the second month. She doubled her practice. That's what that interview is all about if you watch that video. Lisa and Rich, 8 times the calls they were getting before. What's the impact, right? So what? 8 times the calls, whatever. Well, Rich was able to quit his full-time job and then do the work he loves and spend more time with the kids. That's a big deal. It's a big deal for them. Joseph Sachs is another person. He had a brand new, he was also in New York City, brand new practice, 2 clients in the first 2 weeks. Tish Schumann, she said, I started my practice 2 years ago. I'd set a goal for how many clients per week I wanted to see by 2 years. I reached that goal in just 8 months. I know my fantastic website played a major role because she has long specialty pages, you guys. In addition to that, I know that Google AdWords helped significantly, okay? To use your metaphor, like a spigot, I have turned AdWords on and off as needed, all right? So people actually use this stuff and it works. Christine Durazio, she's somebody who we had to fine tune her stuff quite a bit to get it working. But here she says, what does she say? Since last Tuesday, I've been receiving more calls and more folks are scheduling free phone consults through my website. Yay. Thank you for tweaking my AdWords. And then here's the winner. Here's the record breaker. Katie Markley. She got, my campaign has been working well. I've gotten 11 new clients since the first of the year. And this was last January, you guys. So this was in 26 days, 25 days. We haven't offered AdWords in so long because we have been so busy. So sorry, this is a little old. But anyway, she's the record at 11 clients a month. So hopefully you guys can see why it would be a good deal at that amount of money. But of course, that's not what I'm going to charge you. So here's what we're doing. We actually have 2 different plans. We have basic, AdWords basic, which is 1 ad group. If you only have 1 specialty, let's say you do couples and that's all you do, or that's the main thing, and you just want 1 ad group, you could do our basic package, okay, which is $9.97 normally. If you have more than 1 specialty, you could do the silver group, the silver package, which is normally $12.97. But in addition to those other bonuses, I'm taking $100 off for anyone who orders by Sunday, okay? By Sunday night, if you think AdWords is for you and you think you're going to do it anyway, then get it by Sunday night because you'll get the bonuses and you also get $100 off. And if you're thinking about this, write this down right here because you have to use this coupon code to get the bonus or get the discount, okay? You'll get the bonuses, the specialty page blueprint and the common keyword list. You'll get that anyway. But if you are thinking you're going to do it anyway, then write down GA, that stands for Google Ads, GA Webinar 19, and you'll get $100 off for that. Okay? All right. Now, you will also pay for your clicks. Okay? That was in the equation that we ran earlier. If you set your budget to $300 a month, I told you that's basically what we recommend. If you're in New York or San Francisco or some really big cities, you might have to spend more, but typically $300 a month works. So if you did this, your investment would be $27.95, your income would be $57.60, more than double what you paid. This is with the ad cost to Google included. All right. All right, and what if you get more clients? What if you get 2 clients a month instead of just 1? Then your income goes up to $11.5. What if you get 3 clients a month? Income is 17. Okay, 4, it goes to 23. So I'm trying to give you conservative numbers, like 1 client a month, so that you can, look at this from an objective viewpoint. So anyway, you have 2 choices at this point. First option, of course, is do nothing. Don't invest in your practice. Stay where you're at. Some people are okay staying where they're at. They're too afraid to make a move. So they're okay with just staying where they're at. Who am I to judge? That's cool. Second option is to make this investment and change your life, right? Really get this thing going. Like, get people in. Know that you have a system in place. Know that as soon as you get full, as soon as people start dropping off, you can turn on your faucet, fill up again, and you just don't have to worry about this. How many people worry about, oh, I'm full right now, but I don't know if I'm going to stay full. I don't know if I'm really going to make it as a therapist, right? I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay in private practice. Boy, I hear it all the time. So this is a solution to just know, hey, you got it going on. You have something in place. It's going to be okay. All right. Anyway, if you are interested in doing this, you can go to our site, counselingwise.com/ads. Okay. Just made a really simple little page for you, ads. And make sure that if you're going to do it and you want to do it, you want to get the bonuses and you want to get the discount. I shouldn't say expires 1 week from today. Well, the bonuses could expire 1 week from today, but the discount is by Sunday night. So type in that discount code GAWebinar19. All right. So again, we have all this stuff. This is what you get. And you also get that $100 off. Bonuses 1 week from today. And again, that should say $11.97 without a line in it. So it goes from $12.97 to $11.97. You can go to counselingwise.com/ads and use that GAWebinar19. Okay. All right, one thing I wanted to show you is that the order page is a little interesting. You're going to go to that order page. You're going to say, I want this, click. It's going to take you to this cart, and you have to add it to your cart before you can enter your coupon in. All right, I just want you guys to understand that part. Click Add to Cart, and then number 2 is you're going to say View Cart, and then you put in your coupon code. Okay, so you're going to view the cart here. When you get to this screen, you'll be able to enter that coupon code, and what will happen is it's going to take the $100 off and give you your final price, and then you can check out. Okay, so if you have any questions about this, if you try to do it, you can't find something or whatever, let me know. We'll figure it out for you. We'll make it work. But I just wanted to show you that you have to wait to put the coupon code in. All right. Any questions that you guys have, put them into the chat. I'm going to start going through it right now. And I'm going to go ahead and put in the link of where you go. And I'm also going to put in the code, just so you guys can copy paste that or whatever. Okay. All right. So I'm going to scroll up. I realize it's getting close to the top of the hour here. I'm going to scroll up and make sure I answer all your guys' questions. And if you guys have any more, feel free to type them in. I'm just going to go in the order that they were received. Okay. So we had the whole thing about can't get into the webinar. Oops. Let's see. You guys testing out raising your hands. Kathy, I've been using AdWords already. I'm really interested in the negative keyword list. Do you sell that? No, we don't, Kathy. I'm sorry. We don't sell that. We have spent thousands and thousands of dollars developing that over the years. And I'm sorry, we don't sell it. Robin, how do you put in a negative word that is more than one word? MA health or e-therapy. Oh, you can still do it. You can put it in quotes and put it in, Robin. I'm pretty sure that's how you do it. You could also just Google that, right? At Google Ads, negative keyword, more than one word, and you'll find an answer on that. Is it helpful to use AdWords for a large area, telehealth, statewide, or national? Yes, definitely. So Brittany, everybody and their mother wants to be an online therapist, right? You know that. Everybody wants to be an online therapist. So how do you compete? Well, you can't rank locally, right? If your office is in Cincinnati, you're not going to rank throughout the state of Ohio for telehealth or online therapy. So you have to use AdWords in order to get visible in other cities in your state, right? So that's the only way that you can make that work. From your experience, is the outcome of AdWords comparable to Facebook ads? Okay, very good question. Now, I use Facebook ads for my own stuff because I'm a national practice. I'm a national business, whatever I am. And it works well, okay? I also understand Facebook ads work really well for groups, for filling groups. Ask Katie Keats-May, right? Katie Keats-May is the bomb when it comes to Facebook ads. But she uses them for groups. So word on the street, there are some people who are saying Facebook ads work for individual adult, specialties or whatever. I have not seen it work reliably yet. I'm always looking. There's somebody I'm talking to who supposedly has been really good at this, and I'm like, hey, let me see. I have not seen it yet. Okay, so all I can tell you is I've been waiting to see this for years. I have seen AdWords work like gangbusters. Okay, so I don't know. You guys may know some people who are making it work with Facebook ads. If you do, please tell me. Please say, hey, so-and-so is getting all these clients with Facebook ads, and I will call them. I will pay them to pick their brain to understand how they're doing it, okay? I'm just telling you God's honest truth. I've been trying to find someone who's really making it work because it's a great platform in many ways, right? But I haven't landed on anything. I mean, as soon as I do, I will promote them to my list of 8,000 therapists, 9,000, however many I have, and have them make a whole lot of money, because if it works, I want people to know about it. I just haven't found it yet. All right, off that soapbox. When I search, I usually pass the ads and go to the first listings that are not ads. Yep, some people do, Donna. Some people don't trust ads and they don't do it. So you're going to have people like that. These numbers that I'm showing you, they include all those people that skip over, but there's people that obviously don't skip over. That's why these people are getting clients. On average, how many words for the specialty pages? Oh, we talked about that. Yeah, 1,000 to 1,200. James, no, I just can't afford the outlay. Yeah, maybe you can't. I mean, that's the thing. Can you afford not to? I don't know. That's an individual decision for everybody to make. Megan, I have some writing to do. Yep. Have we done this for massage therapists? If so, whom? No, I have not. We have not done it for massage therapists. Megan, we haven't. Oh, wait. No, who asked that? Marty. We haven't, Marty. So I wouldn't come to us if you're a massage therapist for AdWords, because there's probably an art. There's probably someone who does it for a massage therapist, and they've already perfected the whole thing. They know how to do, deep massage and Reiki and this, that, and the other thing, and what all the negative keywords to use and everything. It's not us. I wouldn't come to us for that. We're really good at psychotherapy and all that kind of stuff, and certain types of coaching. We're really good at that, but we have not done it for massage therapists. James, is that writing the pages also? No, the pages are separate. You got to write your own pages, which you can with the specialty page blueprint we give you, or have us do them if you don't want to write. Do we offer any type of guarantee on your products? It's a very good question. Actually, we do not guarantee you that you will get clients, okay? Because there's too many things we can't control. We can't control what your site looks like. We can't control the writing on your site. We can't control the specialties you choose. And this is one thing I want to tell you guys. I would not do AdWords for things like chronic pain, infertility, what is it called? Postpartum depression, prenatal depression, things like that. I would not do it. We have tested it and tested it and tested it, and we can't get it to convert. And the reason is because most people's accepted beliefs are that they need to see a medical doctor for that. So you're going to spend a bunch of money on clicks. They're going to come to your site and they're going to go, wait, what? This is a therapist. I wanted to see an MD, and it won't convert. Okay. So anyway, there's all sorts of things we cannot control. What we can control is that we know how to set up the ads correctly. We know how to use negative keywords to limit your spend on things that don't work. We know how to fine tune what we can over a 3-month period, and that's included, but we cannot guarantee that this is going to absolutely work for you. Okay. That's just the truth of the matter. We work hard to make it work. If it's not, let's see. Becky, will you address if AdWords is sufficient, or should I also be on Psychology Today? You know, Shannon, here's the thing. You can test the, effectiveness of Psychology Today, you know, for yourself, right? Is it working or not? It's a whopping $30 a month. So if you get one client every 3 years, it pays for itself, right? Because I mean, that would be $400, right? And that would be a no-brainer. One person stays for a month and you just paid for 3 years of Psychology Today. But some people don't get anybody. They don't get anybody, or they get tire kickers. They get waste of time people. In which case you just decide. So in a vacuum, you could decide whether Psychology Today is good for you or not. All right. So I hope that helps. And then AdWords is a whole different game on top of that. Okay. Patricia, how effective is Google Ads for semi-rural areas? I live on an island 50 miles long with only about 50,000 people, low competition, but need to get known. It should be very effective is what I would say, because boom, you're going to pop to the top. Okay. And also, Patricia, in order to have it works, you still need long specialty pages. And once you have those, you're going to rank pretty quickly too. Okay. So a lot of our people, they do their site the right way, but they're in big cities and they want to have clients faster. So they do AdWords for a little bit. And then they pause them because by then their SEO kicks in and they're ranking for everything and they get plenty of clients anyway. Okay, so the long copy, it serves both purposes. And Patricia, go watch the first video in the series, because I talk about this thing called the SEO slog, where it takes you a while to go up, and AdWords is perfect in that slog if you want something happening fast. So we keep websites we have or have to switch. It depends, Barb, on what your website looks like. If your website is fixable to where you can have long specialty pages, then you're good. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you want me to look at your site and tell you if it's salvageable and something that you can put these long pages on and have it work for AdWords, then yeah, ask me. Okay, Becky at counselingwise.com, or go to our site. There's this little pop-up thing says let's talk. Go to counselingwise.com. Christine, will you write the pages? Yes, we will. We will write the pages, $300 a page. Do you sell the specialty page blueprint? Kathy asked. Yes, we do. $47. Go to counselingwise.com. Under what we do, there's a drop down. Go down to writing, and then there's 3 options. One is specialty pages, one is the blueprint, and one is blogging. So go check that out, Kathy. James, new business owner, 1 client a month. Expenses are exceeding income. No investment money. Yep. Don't even have a website. Yep. Here's the deal, James. Here's what I would do. Go to Private Practice University, privatepractice.university. I teach you the whole deal from start to finish, how to create a whole website the right way, not the wrong way, the right way, so you don't have to do it over in 2 years. Yeah, go ahead and go there. Awesome, Barb. Great. Okay, guys. I think I answered everything. I appreciate you staying. Sorry I went over. I got to run and get my dog now before they put him out on the street. But thank you so much for coming. I hope this was really helpful. If any of you have questions, go ahead and email me or message me through our site. And take care. Bye. Great, Patricia. Great, Tom. Great, Letitia, Brittany, Kathy. Thanks to you guys too. Megan, thanks you guys for being here. Robin, Natasha, Shannon, Ashley, James. Great. Take care, guys. Have a good night. Bye.